caregivers. As a simple FYI, this week we are utilizing this one video to work for all of our elementary grade levels. Hey, even at this tender age, at this delicate state in their lives, we want to talk about the importance of taking responsibility for one's actions. Responsibility is vastly important as students. We want to make sure that we are doing the things that we need to do, that we're responsible to do, so that we can make the best grades in school. You all are in your home environments during this season of us being quarantined. Hey, the question there is, what does responsibility especially look like in this season? We are afforded an amazing opportunity to dive into that conversation with our young people, you as facilitators, caregivers, guiding our young people through this important discourse on this week, taking responsibility. With that, we're going to get into our questions for this week.
So we can ask certain students certain questions such as, whose fault is it if you get bad grades in school, and why? Or we could take a different approach. Why is it important to make sure your homework is turned in on time, to pay attention in class, to follow the rules?
So for this week's activation activity, we want to deal with different scenarios. And if you want to take it a step further, you can get a sheet of paper and we can separate this sheet of paper on a couple of sides. One side, it can represent causes. On the other side, it can represent effects. And as we present these different scenarios, we could talk about, okay, what do you think the effect, what do you think the outcome of the situation is going to be? And what do you think caused this particular outcome given these scenarios? It's all about us really helping to take a deeper dive into what it means to take responsibility for one's actions. So, scenario number one. What will happen if you decide during this season, during this break, that I'm not going to do any work, I'm not going to show up for any of my classes, I'm just going to let it do what it do? Scenario number two. Imagine if you don't do any reading. Imagine if you don't freshen up on your math. What do you think next year is going to look like? Let's deal with that scenario. Scenario number three. What do you think is going to be like if you don't pitch in around the house during this break? If you feel like you can eat whenever you want to eat and just leave your bowls where you want to leave them, if you feel like you can leave all your toys scattered around, what will happen if you don't pitch in and you don't play your part during this break?